Ron.
Well, the Board of Aldermen meeting to order for the City of Warrenton on April 2nd, 2013. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Alderman Tallow will lead us in the pledge. If everyone would stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes, regular meeting minutes from March 19, 2013. Any additions or corrections or concerns?
Make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from March 19, 2013.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Flake, seconded by Alderman Clark to approve the regular meeting minutes for March 19, 2013. Roll call, please.
Alderman Dreyer is absent. Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall? Yes. Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0 with one absent. Ways and Means Committee meeting from March 19, 2013. Any concerns or corrections or additions? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Clark, seconded by Alderman Flake to approve the Ways and Means Committee meeting for March 19, 2013. Roll call, please.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall? Yes. Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0, one absent. Item 4, hearing from the public. We offer this opportunity for anyone in the audience that wants to address the board to come forward and state your name, and we ask you limit your remarks to 5 minutes or less. So if anyone wants to address the board, please do so at this time.
Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Chitster, one of the owners at Our Corner Bar here in town. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm coming to you guys prior to an event, hopefully prior enough to get information back and forth. I'm going to be doing, Tara and myself are going to be doing a Cinco de Mayo party with El Jimador, and we're going to be doing it at their location in their side parking lot. I wanted to see if there's anything that you guys need special from us besides maybe a site plan and a safety plan with the chief and possibly if I need a noise variance for that location or not.
Is this an outdoor?
It will be an outdoor event, probably going to be starting in the 4 o'clock range and run till about 12:30.
It's going to be at your location or the other?
It's going to be at El Jimador on the side of his business on the parking lot, on the side parking lot.
Alcohol going to be sold outside?
There will be alcohol, yep.
And going to have a tent?
There will be a tent. There will be a tent. It will be fenced off. That's why we're going to do it on the side of the location. So it's easy to fence off the front and manage who's in and who's out.
So they'll stay behind that line.
Correct. Correct. There'll be no glass. It'll be all can or or bottle. Plastic.
I don't know, Terry. Is there any special things he's going to need for that?
There will be some. My recommendation would be, let's have you come in and sit down with the staff that needs to be involved so that we can make sure we cover everything in that one meeting.
All right.
That'd be my recommendation.
Okay.
We can have the building commissioner and the police chief, any of those who need to be involved, so we make sure we cover everything.
That's fine.
Okay.
Just get with you on a particular date?
Just give me a call.
Okay.
And let me know what works for you, and I'll get everybody together.
And then if there's a noise variance or anything, we can take care of all that at the same time?
We can get all that filled out.
Okay.
It'll have to come to the board if there's a
Right.
noise variance, but we can give you the forms, make sure we get all the necessary paperwork, all of that.
Okay.
What was your date on
Do you
that?
want a site plan?
That is May 4th.
May 4th.
That
Okay,
will have
so
it.
I'm not sure
you've
you're
still
gonna
got
need
time.
that.
We
Yeah.
have another
But I'll
meeting
check
next week.
with the appropriate person, and if you do, let you know that you need to bring, but I don't believe in that area you will need a site plan.
I'll have one ready for you.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks for bringing it ahead of time.
Yes, we appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. Anyone else comment to the board?
Let me comment nice and brief. My name's Dan Durbin, and I'm in the process of doing a little project. I'm improving my house, and I'm hoping that I think that our building inspector is back. But dealing with this outside building inspector has been a total, complete nightmare, and I'm hoping that we can get back into a better mode now that we do have our regular inspector back.
Now, who is the nightmare?
Dealing with this, the guy who's been doing your inspections, he's out of town, I guess he's brick kickers. He's definitely, I just got a paper from him, it goes through him, and some of the things on there is past city code. It's not as of city code, it's way past city code. So I've been having, it's been a difficult 3 months trying to deal with all these things.
So you think he's taking things above and beyond?
He's going above and beyond what actually needs to be done, so, yeah, so it's not that easy.
Do you have those particulars?
On
paper or something?
Yeah, so some of the things that he's asked for has been past what you would actually need to be done.
So it's in writing, it's not something just verbally?
No, it's not verbally, it's actually in writing.
Okay.
And we're actually going backwards on inspections on stuff that was actually already approved as opposed to moving forward on what new stuff has gone. And it's been a difficult process for the last 3 months. So.
Well, you're aware that our building commissioner's been incapacitated?
Yes,
we had to go outside to...
and I heard he's back, and I think that we'll get back into hopefully a level playing here, because I think he knows the code well enough that we know where we got to go from there and what we got to do.
You might write those instances down or give us a written form on what issues you've got there so we could look at them a little closer.
I think we've worked our way through most of them now, and I think with the way things are going, I think we'll get through everything. And maybe my plans weren't as detailed but we're adding on to an old house, so it's
Sure.
difficult as opposed to building from new. So
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to address the board?
Evening, Mayor and Board. Jack Camp, Planning and Zoning Director, and I'd like to respond to Mr. Durbin's comments. Melody, if you would bring up his information. I have the plans that were submitted
Jeff, where do you have him at?
in the
Planning and
P&Z
zoning.
meeting, Board of Aldermen 4-2. And my opinion is Bob Barkley from Brick Kickers done an outstanding job trying to get things per code. The other folder, that's the, yeah, it should be 2 folders.
This one?
Yeah. Just pull down to the first drawing. Here's the original plans that were submitted when the permit was approved. There's the first page showing what's existing. If you go down to the next one, that's the second page showing his proposed construction. And there's another page showing his proposed construction. And I found it extremely difficult looking at that set of plans to try to determine if anything was built per code with no dimensions, no structural information. I've met at Mr. Durbin's place several times, and every time we tried to stress safety issues, he was concerned about how he was tying into his existing house, putting extra weight on the existing attic where it's a 2x6 with 2x8 with 2x4s every so many feet. If you pull up that other drawing, and through working with him and asking for more information, this is what we've got turned in now, which in my opinion is extremely more accurate and gives us a chance to honestly see if if it's gonna be built per code and help him have a safe project. And there's several drawings, and we've asked repeatedly for different stages of what we's looking for, and he has turned them in eventually. I know he's frustrated with me for asking for this, and the majority of these drawings is per my request, working with Brick Kicker, but I'm the one asking for it, so I don't want you to think in any way, shape, or form that Mr. Barkley was trying to cause problems for our residents.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure that when this house is finished, it don't cave in on somebody.
So if I can ask, Mr. Durbin, is this one of your complaints that you were asked to
No, it's not one of my
supply these
complaints.
more detailed drawings for
No, I
them?
didn't mind doing the more detailed drawings. It's just that some of the things were way beyond what calls for it. Like if we go to the one porch, if you want to go to the part on the porch section there. Not that, that's the back porch. I'm talking about the stairs going down. Okay. This does not show the revised drawing that, do you have the revised drawing?
That's the one you just turned in?
That's the one I turned in, but do you have the revised drawing of what was required
With
after
his
this?
comments on it? No.
Yeah.
And basically what he's talking about
If you
is,
have the revised one that says on those pillars down there at the bottom, this is just one example. They had they wanted 18-inch footings underneath there,
the
bells
bell
on
is
there,
supposed to
which
be
is
18.
which is way more than you actually need to actually have underneath the bottom. Also, there was a few other things, but it's just one of the things that we dealt with through the and I agree, some of the previous drawings that I had were not as up to par as the ones that we had a professional draw, but there's been a lot of little things that's all come into the factor.
And any comments is per the IBC code.
Part of the issue with the city is, I mean, we have a safety concern.
Right.
The last thing we want is for something to happen at your house that we inspected and maybe we let something go that we shouldn't have let gone and roof collapses or snow weight or something like that.
And some of the things was they got ahead of the inspection. We got one basic part and we hadn't had time to go back and put the bracing that we need
Sure.
to put in when the house is finished. We're a long way from it being finished. We're basically a shell, and the inspection was going past that, point. They were inspecting stuff that we weren't really ready for inspection because of the fact we hadn't put the bracing in it needed, and we hadn't put the, stuff in. It's been a long drawn out process that I think.
We understand.
Okay.
And never did we go there to inspect without having it called and scheduled. So if
Sure.
you call for an open wall inspection, you're gonna
Sure.
look at what's considered an open wall inspection. And like I say, on that first one, his stairs is on the left, this wiggly line.
Well, the days are gone of drawing on a box top saying, this is my house plans.
Well, technically, they should have been signed and sealed from the beginning. The
Yeah.
building commissioner has the right to waive that on certain items, but,
My question is, these initial drawings, you got a permit under these drawings?
yes, sir.
And there was more detailed, they were a little bit more detailed than these basic ones here.
That's
There's some
the
other ones
complete
that I
file,
had.
sir.
And we also had a lot of pictures too that we took, processed through this whole process.
Okay.
That's all I got. I just
Thank
wanted to
you.
make
All
sure
right.
you heard both sides of the story.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to address the board? If not, we're going to move on to item 5, board comments. We'll extend that same courtesy to the Board of Aldermen. Anybody have any comments that you'd like to share with the public? Do so at this time.
I'd just like to commend the city street crew for the job they done in the recent snowstorm that we had. I only received one phone call. It was a slight complaint, but it wasn't nothing serious, so Guy, take it back to them that they did a fine job in handling that situation.
I will, thank you.
Yeah, I gotta agree, for the amount of snow we got in that short a period of time, to try to keep up with it, number one, was, I'm sure, a challenge. And, again, I commend you too, so good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I know the folks in my cul-de-sac were happy to get their mail. Thank you.
Probably a record snow for us, maybe.
It came quick.
Probably was.
Very quick and fast. I was out one morning and I shouldn't have been out. It was that bad out. So I know you all were overwhelmed, but I agree with the board. Maybe a couple complaints, but we did the best we could with what we had to work with there. So I think your people did a great job.
Thank you. The snow routes is what our goals are right off the bat.
Absolutely.
We couldn't keep them open.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that, and I'll let everybody know.
And I think some people were stranded in, couldn't get out to church that morning, were frustrated by that. But I think after we explained to them that our priorities are the snow routes first, and then we work on the secondary streets. So most people were understanding. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the board? I'm going to move down to the mayor's comments. I have a couple things. First, I want to thank Melody. Melody Rue organized a ethics seminar. I think it was last Tuesday night. Went very well. We had a pretty good turnout. Maybe 25 people showed up. We invited the other boards and municipalities in the area. Truesdale was there, their mayor and their board of aldermen. The county commissioners, I think 2 of them were there. Several other people that attended, a couple of the candidates. Very interesting. And I think we always learn something or pick something up new when I attend one of these things. And they talked about and addressed about nepotism, voting, and how you should vote and when you shouldn't vote. Things like that. Very interesting. And I told Melody today, when we do another one, we probably need to extend an invitation to all of our other boards, like our planning and zoning boards and tourism boards, and they need to be involved and listen to what the people from the State Ethics Commission have to say. So great job. I appreciate that. The other thing I want to mention, MoDOT's having their listing post in Hannibal Thursday afternoon from 4 to 6. I know Michelle and I are going. Maybe some people from Boonslick might be cabbaging a ride with us. So anybody else interested in going on the board, let us know. We're going to leave about 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon. I had a note. I wanted to thank Guy for his job, and we've already done that. So I'm going to pass on that. All the board members, I think, got an invitation from the city of Wentzville that they're dedicating a section of highway on the South Service Road called Veterans Memorial Parkway, and that's coming up Friday at 11 o'clock, and anybody wants to attend, they welcome you. So, and that's all I have, and we're going to move on. And number 7 is introduction of our Recreation Secretary that started March 21, Sheila Sawyers. And Dottie, are you going to take care of that?
Yes, sir. I'd like to introduce you to Sheila Sawyers. She did start on March 21st and kind of hit the ground running. Sheila studied business administration at University of North Carolina, Wilmington. She has 12 years of experience as an administrative assistant in the corporate arena. And she recently, I think in October of last year, relocated to the state of Missouri to be closer to her son and her grandchildren. Her son, actually, they are residents of Warrenton, and he is a pastor at United Church of Christ. Yeah, so she was looking for something out in this area and happened to fit into our needs really well, and has really been a huge asset in the past few weeks. So.
Welcome aboard,
Yeah,
Sheila.
welcome aboard.
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
We appreciate your quick start, too. It was kind of short notice, but you were available to go to work right away, so we appreciate that.
I sure was.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Item 8, we have a hiring request for a equipment operator for John Leash at full-time operator at $15 an hour with a start date of April 8th, 2013. Anyone have any questions or concerns about Mr. Leash? I entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Flake, seconded by Alderman Tallow to hire John Leash as an equipment operator, full-time at $15 an hour with a start date of April 8, 2013. Roll call, please.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Do we have an introduction of Mr. Leach?
Mayor, Board, I'd like to introduce John Leach.
John,
Welcome aboard.
welcome
Welcome
aboard.
aboard.
Welcome back.
I was going to say, you're not a new employee. Now, you were here once before, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Heard good things about you, so glad you're back.
Thanks a lot.
You bet.
On number 9, approval to hire Jared Swatner as a recreational coordinator at the rate of $13 an hour. Dottie, you have any comments on that?
Mr. Swantner actually has a degree from Southeast Missouri State in sport management and experience specific to the recreation field. Also, while he attended Southeast Missouri State, he worked for the recreation services facilities there in Cape Girardeau. He also has some experience working for O'Fallon Parks and Recreation on 2 different occasions as a seasonal employee, and he also did an internship with the National Outlaws. So he comes to us with a pretty impressive resume. Very nice gentleman. I think that he's going to be a great asset to our programs and to our community.
So this will complete your staff now?
This will complete my full-time staff.
Your full-time, I
Yes,
should have
sir.
said that, so. And it's at a timely fashion where you probably need everybody on board at this time.
Yes.
Okay. Recreation season's here. Entertain a motion to move forward.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Tallow, seconded by Alderman Flake to approve the hire of Jared Swatner as a recreational coordinator at the rate of $13 an hour. Roll call.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
No.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Motion carried 4-1 with 1 absent. Alderman Cornell, do you want to comment on your no vote, or are you happy with?
It falls on the same lines as the comments that I made last week. I believe that there were qualified local candidates that could have filled that position, and I have some concerns about the employee retention
Okay.
for hiring this candidate.
Can you note that in our minutes?
I will.
Item 10, special permission for excessive noise for a demo derby by the Warren County Fair Board on April 27th.
Chris P. Truss with Warren County Fair Board, in
Okay.
case there's any questions.
With the Warren County Fair Board?
Yes, sir.
All right. Kind of tell us what's going on there.
Just our standard demo derby we have every spring. Just a demo derby. Basically, it starts about noon and ends about 8 o'clock in the evening, but in case they go late, we want a noise variance permit.
Yeah, you never run past.
No,
Yeah,
they're usually loaded up
yeah,
and gone
pass.
before dark, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So and you're just asking for excessive noise permit for that particular day?
Just in case it would happen to go past 10 o'clock.
Okay. Any questions or concerns?
No.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the special permission permit for excessive noise for the demo derby, the Warren County Fairgrounds on April 27th, 12 to possibly 8 p.m. Did you say 8?
I think we have to go past 10 to even need the noise variance permit, don't we?
Yeah, I can't.
They're asking for. till
Oh, I'm
12.
sorry, 12 a.m. Beg your
Yes.
pardon.
He said they're usually done by 8.
Okay, from
We just want to be covered in case.
12 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Did we have a second on that?
Second.
All right. Motion made by Alderman Kendall, seconded by Alderman Cornell to approve the excessive noise permit for a demo derby by the Warren County Fair Board on April 27th from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. Roll call, please.
Alderman Clark?
If it's over at 8, it's at 12. No.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Motion carried 4-1 with 1 absence.
I will say, the last few you've had out there, They were over around 10 o'clock or a little after, but it didn't run very late.
No, that crew tends to get done and get out of there, which I'm happy with, so,
You get home soon.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is property at 204 West Walton Street. I asked to put that on the agenda because I was contacted with a gentleman here in town that owns a property, and the property is located right next door to our pavilion here on Walton Street. I don't know if everybody knows where it's at. He told me at one time the city had expressed interest in purchasing that property, and it was being used as rental property, and he wasn't interested, but at this time now, the house is vacant, and he would be interested in selling to the city. So my reason for putting it on there was to ask the board do we have any interest in purchasing that property? The most recent appraisal on it, I believe, was $65,000. I looked at the property. You know, I'm not sure what we would do with it outside of maybe parking or expanding our pavilion and more parking there, but beyond that, I'm not sure what our use would be. So I told him I would present it to the board and see if y'all had any interest in it, if we wanted to pursue it farther or let it go. So, any comments?
Do we have any financial ability to even pursue anything like that at this time?
We'd have to ask the finance officer that.
I mean, I don't want to put any time and effort in it if we don't really have the money to.
We are currently working on next year's budget. Worst case scenario, we could borrow the money for the general fund from one of the other funds and then, repay it as we get into next year. So if the board has an earnest desire, I'm certain we can find a way to fund that.
And not to throw water on anything, but one of the things I remember with our auditors, they kind of criticize this when we buy something and we don't have a plan for it.
Right.
So I guess that would be my issue. Do we have a need or a purpose that we want to use that for? I don't know. I'm asking you.
I can't envision any need, but again, to say that we don't have interest, depends on what the price is.
Well, that's.
Depends on how bad he wants to get rid of it.
Yeah, we never really talked about price or anything.
That might be a better question for the new board.
Okay.
But I agree with,
I understand. I
you know what I
agree with
mean?
Bill's
With the
yeah.
two, maybe three new board members.
Okay.
And I agree with Alderman Carnell. I mean, I don't really see a need right now to take out of our general fund, which we may need for something that may be more pertinent, to the city. But
Okay.
again, that'll probably be the decision of the new board.
Okay. Alderman Kendall, you agree, let the next board deal with that?
I do, but I do have a question. Do we know if the farmer's market and that would benefit from a parking area there? Or Terry, do you know? Brad's not here. That would almost be a Brad question or a...
The farmer's market's on Saturday morning, so
So-
they've made use of the parking across the street when
Right.
they've needed to. If the farmer's market would change to a different day, there could be less parking available, but there's always the lot across the street.
Right.
The county doesn't always seem to have that full, so I can't say there's an immediate need that I'm aware of.
Sure.
At this point in time.
Thank you.
We would probably use it for storage until such time we would demolish the house or something. Is that kind of?
It certainly could be
Could be
used for
used
that.
for
There's
storage.
always a lack of storage for city
Yeah.
records. And it certainly could be used for that
Okay.
until such time as you would tear the house down and use it for parking or some other use.
What I'm hearing from a couple of board members is they're saying, let's put that on hold and let the next board address that. John,
I'm fine with
you're
that.
fine with that? Fred?
I think we
John?
need to think about it a little bit.
Little, just food for thought.
There you
Okay.
go.
All right, so we're just gonna leave that out there and might address that at a later date. I'm on item 12, Director of Operations Terry Thorne, and what do you have for us?
My first item this evening is the report from the Tourism Commission meeting on March 26th. They did meet. They had a request from the Chamber of Commerce for $1,874 for radio advertising for the Festival of Fun, and I think the original $1,800 included other advertising. There was a lot of discussion among the Tourism Commission members about the policy that they have in place, which I believe that you have a copy in your packet, that limits the funding to $600 for nonprofit organizations. They were uncomfortable going against their own approved policy and recommended approval of the $600 amount, but asked that it be utilized for radio advertising. I think Jan's here if you all have any questions that maybe she could answer. They also felt like that because they are funding the billboard to be used for this, that they had expended those funds. Those were a little different because that's being paid directly to the billboard company, not to the Chamber of Commerce. So their recommendation was $600 to be specified for radio advertising.
What was the commission's logic behind specifying it be radio advertisement?
That it reached out to more people. Do you remember, Jan? Wasn't it that it reaches more outside the community?
I think that was the rationale
Jan, would you want to come forward to the podium, please? My hearing's not the best. You're way back.
Way back.
You're way back there. I can't hear you.
She could yell from back there.
Okay. Now, tell us what you said.
It was, they felt it would reach a bigger audience. What we would get with that money is 50 30-second commercials and then 2 hours of live remote the day of the event.
They would pay for the DJ or
Yes.
everything else?
Mhm.
Okay.
And the issue was that why you didn't take the full amount requested is because some of that is for profit? Am I leading?
No, that wasn't the issue of the 600.
No, I was talking about the 1874.
The 18 is
Okay.
because we're a nonprofit. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, we shot for the moon and,
I understand.
Yeah.
Understand.
And you're happy with the specification that the money be spent on radio advertising?
well, it's okay, it's fine. There are things that, it's all in how you look at your marketing. You could use that money, we could do a blitz of signage, around town and a couple of banners. That would be effective. The radio would be effective. We've, talked about different ways to market it because this is a big event, a community event, and there's a lot of different entities involved. It is not a Chamber of Commerce sole event. So trying to promote the festival in the broadest way that we can is going to be a big challenge, which is why we shot for the 1,800 and kind of got the reins pulled back a little bit, which understood.
Right.
So it can't be broken up? Is that what, am I understanding?
Well, the limit was under our president.
No, I know that, but like she said, she'd like to see some banners and signs.
Oh,
Does it all have to go to the radio?
well, I think it's up to them where.
That's what I'm saying, that's what,
The only thing that tourism does is make a recommendation to you for the use of the funds.
okay, so if we give them $600, they can really do whatever they want with it.
No.
If you don't honor the recommendation of the tourism
Right, well, they're just saying
commission.
they'd rather see it all on radio ads. That's what I'm
Yes.
saying, getting at, okay. Gotcha.
Okay. The other-
Or I would think they're probably, maybe just not radio, but as, at least in advertising, the money spent on the advertising.
Sure.
I
I mean, my feelings are, I understand what they're saying, but my feelings are, Jan's perspective on it is that she thinks it would be better used, radio and the signage. So I'd be more apt to just letting it go with that, as long as, like you say, it's used for advertising. Whether it's that or radio or a combination of both. I mean, that's my thinking on it.
Newspaper guys hollering, newspaper.
That's true.
Newspaper guy back there.
Well, the nice part about the festival, and we had this discussion, is that it truly does fit under the umbrella of tourism. I've already gotten several vendors who will be from out of state and out of town. Setup is on Friday. They've got to sleep somewhere and they've got to eat somewhere. We're done on Saturday at 6 o'clock, but they got to come back on Sunday. They got to sleep somewhere, they got to eat somewhere. So it really, the money that you'll get back from that through the Tourism Commission, I think will offset. But, you know, the fact that we're a nonprofit and that because we do the Home and Garden Show with this, that means that we will make money on that component of the festival. But the festival is made up of a lot more components than just the Home and Garden Show. So we want to be able to promote it.
Sure. Okay. Any other questions for Jan? Thank you, Jan.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we need a motion on the tourism recommendation.
Well, I think we have a commission that takes all this into consideration, and I think we should follow their recommendation and make a motion to approve the $600 allotment for the Chamber of Commerce with the condition that it be used for radio advertising for the Festival of Fun.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cornell, seconded by Alderman Flake to approve the request from the Tourism Commission to the Chamber of Commerce for $600 to be spent on radio advertising for the Festival of Fun. Roll call.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Powell?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0 with one absent.
My next item for you is a discussion related to health insurance benefits for our part-time employees. This will be a discussion that centers around timing of when you choose to offer health insurance benefits to those part-time employees who average 30 hours a week. With the onset of Obamacare, it is going to be required by the end of 2014 that we offer the same coverage to those employees as we do to the regular full-time employees. At the last year's budget discussions, there had been some discussion related to a desire to continue to attract some of those part-time employees because they perform a really valuable job for the city. So I thought this might be one of those opportunities that you all might desire to go ahead and offer those health benefits to those part-time employees. At this point, you can choose to do it now, which would make it effective June 1st of this year. You can choose to wait until June 1st of 2014. Or with our current carrier, they're actually going to offer an enrollment at the end of 2014 specifically for this purpose. So those are really the three choices that we have in offering the health insurance benefits to those three individuals.
You know, I remember we had that discussion last year. I think we're really talking about three people.
Correct.
Correct? And probably out of those three, maybe two would take a health insurance offer. The other one, I think, is covered under his spouse's program and wouldn't need it. But we talked about how we can hang on to those people and what a valuable service they do to the community. And this might be, or for the city, this might be a way that we could hang on to them a little longer. So I think it's important that we give that some consideration. I don't know how the rest of the board feels about it, but I would certainly be supportive of it.
I don't think that it is necessarily prudent to wait for something to be mandated if we know it's coming anyways. And I think there's merit to offering those part-time employees insurance. Insurance is vital. I can't imagine being without it. I can't imagine surviving just on a part-time salary, much less without any benefits. So I would certainly entertain offering that. Again, with the budget coming, I'm not so sure that that isn't a budget consideration that should be taken up by the new board.
Well, unfortunately, we have to offer it during open enrollment, so we can only prolong that ability for a short period of time because we are governed by the ability to only add them during the open enrollment or wait until open enrollment of next year.
And when does open enrollment end?
The month of May is open enrollment.
So we've got the entire, so it is something, maybe we would be able to consider it in regards to the entire budget, but it is something we have time to let a new board consider.
And I think one of the issues that we have with these, I call them full-time, part-time employees, because they work year-round. Forgot where I was going with this. Oh, salary-wise, we have them at a salary where we really can't raise their salary much anymore, or they'll be above the starting salary for a full-time employee. So I think it's a way to offer them something and include them in something that may prolong their longevity with the city. So that's my personal feeling.
Yes.
So I don't know how everybody else feels.
I'm fine with it.
You're fine?
Fine.
Bill?
I think that's something that we should offer them for a lot of the reasons Alderman Cornell mentioned.
Okay. Mr. Clark?
I'd have to agree with Alderman John on maybe consider it.
Don't fall out of your chair.
And let the next board decide.
Once the board reorganizes, will we have enough time to do that?
We will need to do it,
First meeting.
we could do it at the either next meeting or at the very latest, the first meeting in May.
Okay.
What I don't want to do is only leave these individuals a few days to make a
make up
decision
their
because
mind.
they need to look
Yeah.
at what's offered and
Yeah.
know what they're
Yeah.
being approached with.
What type of, how many numbers are there that this might affect right now?
Probably three
There's
at
only
the-
three
at the
employees.
most.
Three.
More
Is
likely
it
two.
something that we could at least advise them that the board is going to be considering this? They can at least start thinking about that,
Sure?
whether or not that would fit for them or not. So,
Alderman Flake, or how do you feel about this?
I agree. I think we should offer it to them, and we'll kick it around, let the new board
Okay.
take a look at it, and they can start telling the three employees and let them think it over a little bit.
So I think what we're hearing, Terry, that we'll put that on next meeting's agenda, and during
Okay.
these next 2 weeks, that you all make contact with the three part-time employees and see who's interested and would be interested in having health insurance and who isn't.
We
Is
can
that
do
fair?
Sure.
Okay.
That's really all I have for you this evening.
Nothing else?
That's it.
We're going to turn it over to Mr., or anybody have anything for Terry beyond that? We're going to turn it over to Mr. Gavers.
Mayor and Board, first item I have is the approval for the Second Street water line project at Lakeview and Country Circle for Phase 1 and Phase 2.
So you're asking for approval on that?
That's to be correct. I was 75 cents over on my estimate.
We gotta think about that.
So is that total amount there, that 10,675 cents?
That's correct, and I have it
Total-
broke down in
project.
2 phases.
make a motion to approve $10,600.75 complete the project, Second Street Water Line, Lakeview to Country Circle, Phase 1 and Phase 2.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cornell, seconded by Alderman Flake to approve the Second Street Water Line Project, Lakeview to Country Circle, Phase 1 and Phase 2, in the amount of $10,600.75. Roll call, please.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Motion carried, 5-0, one absent.
Next item would be Phase 1, and the bid went out to Bamer Brothers for $4,534.25.
I'm amazed how close those bids are.
Well, since when you put them out on bid tabs, they start squeezing their wallet.
Yes.
$3.
Yep. Pretty tight.
I'll make a motion to go with recommendation of the Public Works Director to accept the bid from Bamer Brothers for the Lakeview to County Circle, or Country Circle, Phase 1, at the amount of $4,534.25.
We have a second?
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Tallow, seconded by Alderman Cornell to accept the Public Works Director's recommendation on the bid from Bamer Brothers on the Lakeview to Country Circle Phase 1 bid tabs in the amount of $4,534.25. Roll call, please.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Motion carried, 5-0, one absent.
Next item would be the Phase 2 of the project, and that goes to Bamer Brothers for $3,916.50.
What was your total amount there, Guy?
$3,916.50.
Need a motion?
Again, I'll make a motion to go with recommendation of the Public Works Director to accept the bid from Bamer Brothers for Phase 2 from Lakeview to Country Circle in the amount of $3,916.50.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Tallow, seconded by Alderman Clark to approve the Public Works Director's recommendation to accept the bid from Bamer Brothers on the 2nd Street water line, Lakeview to Country Circle Phase 2 bids in the amount of $3,916.50. Roll call, please.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Did we skip anybody? Everybody voted? I must not have been listening. Motion carried, 5-0, one absent. Only came up with 4, Melody.
Didn't I? Started with Kendall.
Yeah.
You're right. All right, Guy, what else you got?
The next item I have, and it's not a budgeted item, is a soft start for the IDA lift station. And Roger Owenby came in at low price for that of $2,771.81.
Is that a motor or
Oh, that would be the controls for the motor.
controls for the motor? Okay. All right.
Make a motion to approve the low bid of $2,771.81 to Roger Owenby for the soft start for the IDA lift station.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Cornell, seconded by Alderman Flake to accept the soft start for the IDA lift station bid tab from Roger Owenby in the amount of $2,771.81. Roll call, please.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
And Alderman Kendall is absent.
She's back.
She's back.
Motion carried,
Is she?
5-0.
No.
She's back.
4-0.
Oh,
Well, she has
see,
to
I
hear
was
it.
missing one.
No, she just left this.
She just stepped out.
Beth, we need a vote from you.
This is recommendation here.
For the,
On the
okay,
soft
I read
start.
it. Yes.
Yes, motion carried, 5-0, one absent.
Next item I have is the grinder pump for Troy Street lift station. This item was budgeted, and the amount of that is $1,450. That did come under and under budget to F.B. Williams.
What would make that bid so much less than the other bid?
Mr. Williams does all of our pump repairs, and he has these in stock.
Oh, he has them in stock?
Yeah,
Okay, that's considerable difference in some of
quite a
them.
bit.
Make a motion to approve the bid of FB Wings in the amount of $1,450, also the low bid for grinder pump for Troy Street lift station.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Cornell, second by Alderman Clark to accept the grinder pump for Troy Street lift station bid tabs, low bid with FB Williams, $1,450. Roll call, please.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0, one absent.
Next item I have is a concrete saw, a cutoff saw, and that was budgeted for $1,000, and Morton Tractors received it for $9,927.98.
Is this an additional saw or replacement saw?
It's an additional.
Additional saw, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the bid from Mark Tractor for a cutoff saw for $927.98.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Flake, seconded by Alderman Cornell to accept the bid on a cutoff saw from Mark Tractor Company in the amount of $927.98, which is also the low bid. Roll call, please.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0 with one absent.
Next item I have is the engineering report for the wastewater treatment plant, the RFQs, to accept Gonzalo Engineering to proceed with that.
This was waiting on the desk for us this evening, and quite honestly, it's a lot of information to try and absorb while we're sitting here doing business. And I understand it comes in when it comes in, and you get it to us when you can. I don't feel that I've had adequate time to review it too.
Well, to be fair, I have about 10 hours involved in it.
Right. Understand.
Yeah.
Understanding, I appreciate your recommendation, but I still would like to have a little bit of time to go over it myself.
What kind of urgency do we have here, Guy?
Well, I guess the quicker we get it moving, and we can pick out the engineer that we want, because it's going to have to go in to see if the pricing will be adequate for us, or we would need to go to the next.
Is it possible that we could table this for 2 weeks and?
You can do what you want, yeah, that's fine.
I mean, it's something you could-
And if you want to get the books and go through them, I mean, it depends. I know Michelle and Terry also went through them too.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have any problem with your recommendation, and have no reason not to follow your recommendation, but like anything else, I'd like to review everything to see if I even have questions about your
Okay,
recommendation.
that's fine.
And we're not spending any money here, we're just selecting the engineering firm that we would like to get a bid from.
That's
Right,
correct.
and I think that's an important point to make, Mayor, for the aldermen, is that, and probably need to update, the new board as well, is that when you deal with an engineer, the state statute requires you to send out a request for qualifications. And then they'll give you a bid, and you name an alternate that you can use for the qualifications. I just want to make sure that's clear, because you're really just making your decision based on qualifications.
Okay.
I do have a question. Is this the same engineering firm as who designed the one we have now?
No, sir, it's not.
And they're not?
They submitted an RFQ, that's correct. And we take all the engineers, and we go through the books, make sure the qualifications are there, and then do a number system on them. And then we tally up the numbers. Gonzalo's Engineering, the gentleman that would be in charge of the operations and overseeing the project is a wastewater treatment operator, has numerous years in the business. He will be our contact guy. So we're not dealing with some gentleman here that's going to be the lead on the engineer side. And that's what raised him above everybody else, was his experience, and he is the lead engineer, and he will be there on site. And then they also have a company that they use for a reference that specializes in sludge, and that's Donahue and Company. And that's one of the issues that we have. We need to take and remove the liquid sludge and go to a dry sludge. And most of the Gonzalez work is 85% wastewater.
Alderman Clark, do you have any trouble with tabling this for a couple of weeks, or do you want to move forward with this tonight?
I'm fine for tabling.
Beth?
I'm fine.
Fine. Bill?
Sure, as long as there's no time
Okay.
constraint.
No
All
time
right.
crunch.
Mr. Flake?
It'll be fine.
Okay, all right. I'll entertain a motion to table this till next board.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cornell, seconded by Alderman Flake to table this until our next board meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Motion tabled. I'm down. Is that it, Guy?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the cheapest we've gotten off with you in a long time.
It is. It is.
Sorry, I had to make some
I'll be
comment.
back next time, so.
He's got time.
I'm turning over to Dottie, the Recreation Director, Dottie Phillips.
Thank you. First item I have is the monthly report from the Recreation Department. There's really nothing that's changed on here except that I had that no practices have been scheduled as of today. All of the teams in the 7U and up have been scheduled for first 2 weeks of practices.
Good.
So, other than that, unless anybody has any questions.
How did how was your participation on the Easter egg hunt? Says 250 children.
Yes.
Is that about normal, or?
Yes, I think that's pretty average.
Pretty
to what
average.
we've had in the past. The hunt went very well. We had plenty of help out there. I'd like to make mention of one instance where we had a police officer who was on duty to kind of be there for crowd control or anything that we needed. And I was very impressed. He actually helped do some cleanup and distribute eggs and stuff like that. And that is something that is unusual in former cities that I've been in. So I was really appreciative of his help, and then also all the other departments, staff who volunteered to work at it. So very good event.
Do you or Chief Howdyshell know which officer that was?
Jason Hutchins.
Very good. Tell Mr. Hutchins we appreciate him
I
being
will.
part of the team.
I'm always interested in your numbers and on your historical comparisons there, and you can kind of see why we were concerned about our participation has dropped off, and we want that numbers back up there.
Yes, sir. I think with the team of employees that we've put together, hopefully you'll see that
Yeah.
increase next year. And rather than a negative change, we'll see a positive change, and things will start moving in the right direction.
Very good. I think we are too.
I do appreciate the, everything that you have gotten done with virtually no staff. Terry and I had that discussion a couple weeks ago, and it's very appreciated. Thank you.
You're welcome. And it's actually, I can't, it's been because there's been a lot of other staff and other departments who have stepped up and helped with a lot of different things.
Good.
So.
Good.
The next item that I have is the approval to hire this list of seasonal employees. We have, I couldn't even tell you, couldn't even guess how many applications we have reviewed and how many interviews we've done, but we've still got a few more part-time positions to fill, but I think what we have here before you tonight is a really good list, and these guys are going to be great.
So we need a motion to approve the hire list of seasonal employees.
I'll make a motion to approve the hire list of seasonal employees for the Recreation Department.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Flake, seconded by Alderman Cornell to approve the hire list of seasonal employees for the Recreation Department. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Motion carried.
The third item, and the last item I have, is the application for park alcoholic beverage permit for adult leagues at Quarry Park. This was, we discussed it at the last meeting, and so we needed to submit this so that we could allow for the adult teams, if they so choose, to drink alcoholic beverages when they're playing at parks other than the athletic complex. They would be allowed to.
Have we done that before? Or have we allowed the adult leagues to have alcohol? I don't know. I'm asking,
Yes,
that's
we
a
have.
common thing. Okay. Okay. Need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Kendall, seconded by Alderman Tallow to approve the application for park alcohol beverages permit for the adult league. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Motion carried 5-0 with one absent. Anything else, Mrs. Phillips?
No, that's it. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you. I think we're moving in the right direction there.
I hope so.
Michelle Slenther, Economic Development.
Good evening. First thing I have for you is my economic development update, which is in the packet.
I have a question on the board meeting with the Greater Warren County Economic Development Council.
Yes, ma'am.
It lists here a fundraising event.
Yes.
Can you explain that?
They're doing a fundraising event to help come up with funds for their budget. They have decided to do a dinner auction, and that will be to help, they're doing it in partner or in conjunction with Montgomery County, and it's going to then help market both of the Montgomery and Warren County Economic Development Councils.
So their funds that they receive from the cities is not,
They were hoping to get more participation, I believe, from private business owners, and they have not gotten that at this time. They're still working to get more members, and so to help fund their budget shortfall, they're doing this fundraising event.
and it's already sold out.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Mhm. If there's nothing else, I can move on to the next item,
Yeah,
which is Tree City USA.
go ahead.
We received Tree City USA designation again this year, which means that we spend $2 or more per residence on tree maintenance. That could be purchasing trees, trimming trees, maintaining them, removing hazardous trees, and all of that. And so with that, we have been invited to attend another luncheon to receive our award, and that will be at starting at 10:45. And it'll be Friday, April 23rd at the Lodge de Pere, and they were wanting to know if any of the mayor and the board would like to attend that.
How soon you need to know?
And I need to RSVP by the 18th. So
By the
if you guys
18th,
maybe,
okay.
you know, by Friday or next week,
So
one day would be great.
anybody that has available time and interest needs to respond to Michelle. Anything else, Michelle?
That's all I have for you this evening.
I'm going to comment on something and probably get myself in trouble for doing this, but, and I check with Michelle on this each day. The Greater Economic Development Council is waiting for Governor Jay Nixon to make his press release on a large manufacturing company that's probably going to relocate to our area. Probably going to be in excess of 255 jobs in the first 5 years. So that's all I can say about it. And I'll probably get in trouble for saying that much, but I'm hoping Governor Nixon makes this announcement tomorrow, so you might hold me to that.
And if he doesn't, what happens to you?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm afraid of.
That is good news. though.
That is, I mean, if that comes to light, which I have no doubt it's going to, that would be amazing that they could do something within this first year of operation, that you could pull I call it a big fish, pull a big fish into the net that first year. Remarkable. So that'll help everybody. So, anything else, Michelle?
That's all I have for you this evening.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm at Gabrielle Curry, Finance Manager, Accounts Payable.
Good evening. I am requesting to pay the invoices totaling $334,427.44.
I got to see if I can find my updated list here.
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills.
Give me the amount again, Beth.
Well,
$334,427.44. Is that correct, Gab?
yes.
Second.
334,000, how much? I don't have my
You would ask me after I moved it. Hold on.
Oh, wait a minute.
$334,427.44.
All right. Motion made by Alderman Kendall, seconded by Alderman Tallow to pay the bills in the amount of $334,427.44. Roll call, please.
Alderman Tello?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Motion carried, 5-0, 1 absent. What else do you have?
All right, the next item I have is my financial report for February. If you guys have any questions about that? And then my last item is the credit card convenience fees. There's a memo in your packet, and it lists the fees per web module and the cashier stations. These are flat fees that are defined by the merchant services company that we're using. We didn't come up with these amounts. They looked at our history and the average payment amount for each of these modules to get this fee. The convenience fee is not distributed into our accounts and then we pay them. It goes directly to this company whenever customers use their debit and credit cards. So the merchant services company has informed us that Visa's convenience fee policy has changed to where we are able to charge a percentage-based convenience fee instead of the flat fees to our customers for all of these modules except for the utility billing, online payments that's on our website. That one would still have to change, or would still be a $2 flat fee, but all of the other fees can change to 2.5% with a $1.50 minimum. So this would put the convenience fee more in line with the amount of each individual customer's payment. So again, it's not an amount that we are collecting, it's an amount that goes directly to this company.
We don't see we're not making any money off these.
No, this is just to have the credit card, debit card.
I have Gabrielle explain this to me step by step today, because my first interpretation was we're just going to start charging more for our convenience of using credit cards, but we don't see any of that money.
I had that same conversation with Mrs. Thorne today, so, and I felt better about it, but I wanted that for the public, for the public's knowledge.
Good. Any questions for Gabrielle? Do you need a motion from us to approve the percentage?
Yes, please.
Great. We'll entertain one.
Make a motion to change the credit card convenience fees from a flat fee to a percentage of 2.5% convenience fee, or $1.50 minimum.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Cornell, seconded by Alderman Kendall to approve the change to the convenience fee to a percentage base for all modulars except the utility building in the amount of 2.5% or a convenience fee of $1.50 minimum. Is that right? Roll call, please.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0 with one absent.
All right, that's all I have.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gabrielle.
Thanks, Gabe.
I'm on item 17, bill to ordinance.
Call for the first reading of bill number 12-13.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Kendall, seconded by Alderman Tallow for first reading of bill number 12-13.
An ordinance amending Chapter 410 subdivision regulations of the municipal code of the city of Warrenton, Missouri.
Call for second and final reading and passage of bill number 12-13.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Flake, seconded by Alderman Clark for second reading and final and passage of bill number 12-13.
An ordinance amending Chapter 410 subdivision regulations of the municipal code of the city of Warrenton, Missouri.
Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Flake?
Yes.
Alderman Cornell?
Yes.
Alderman Tallow?
Yes.
Alderman Kendall?
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0 with one absent. Any other announcements? I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Kendall, seconded by Alderman Cornell for adjournment. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed likewise. We're adjourned.